Welcome to another episode of Activities of Daily Living. I am your host, LaKayla Tellis, RN, your mental fitness coach. Today, we're going to have a more fun and upbeat topic. We're going to learn how to discover our sources of personal happiness. Don't that sound fun? I think it does. So, today, I want you to be prepared. You're going to take notes. We're going to have this grown-up conversation. We're going to get down to the realness of simple things to just discover what makes you happy, what makes you smile, what are things that you should not depend on for your happiness. That's the conversation that we're going to have today. And I want you to make sure that you're paying attention. Make sure you are staying in tune because this is important. Who doesn't want to be happy? I know my mantra is choose happy. So this is going to be so much fun because this is the conversations that I love. This is the conversation I am ready to have. So sit back, relax, and we'll be right back. All right, now, welcome back, my loves. Welcome to Activities of Daily Living. How you living? It is your host, LaKayla Tellis, RN, your mental fitness coach. No matter how crazy I am, I'm still mentally fit, okay? So today's topic is going to be about how to discover sources of personal happiness. Personal happiness is how you define it. It's what you think it is. What makes you happy? Do you ever think about that? Have you ever had that conversation with yourself or ask yourself, what is it? I want to share a quote with you, and this is how it reads. Happiness cannot be traveled to, owned, earned, worn, or consumed. Happiness is the spiritual experience of living every minute with love, grace, and gratitude. Now that is deep. Again, what are some things that make you happy? How do you define happiness? Do you depend on your friends? Do you depend on family? Do you trust in the Lord? What do you do? What is happiness to you? Is it dependent upon your bank account? the money that you're making, the car that you're driving? Are these the things that you depend on to make you happy? Happiness is a real thing. There are so many people who don't believe that they could ever be happy. So the purpose of today's show is to give you some very powerful mental fitness tips to get that mind right so you can understand that you too can learn to live happy. Right now, ask yourself this question. Do you feel like you're living a happily and fulfilled life? Do you? I want you to think about it. Do you think that you deserve to be happy? Do you think that that's what you experience? Happiness and peace. What are the things that make you feel like you're happy or in that happy place or that happy moment? But not only that, how can we keep it going? How can we continue that happiness within our hearts, within our mind? Because it's so important to find that peace and happiness within us. I know one of my biggest issues personally was when I was going through so much in my life and everything just bothered me. Just having that pain and discomfort, just having that moments where, you just don't feel like you deserve to be positive. You don't deserve to have good things. We're going to overcome that. I'm going to give you some tips because no one wants to feel that way. I know I didn't enjoy feeling that way, but I had to find a way to grow out of that negative nonsense because guess what? LaKyla deserves to be happy, and so do you. So I want you to understand we're going to have this conversation about happiness, and I'm going to give you step-by-step tips. You can use them in whatever order you need to use them in, but we're going to figure it out together. How to manage your happiness, how to have those conversations with yourself, how to eliminate those distractions, how to eliminate the negativity, how to avoid the disruptions that they just all up in here, all up in your face. We don't want those problems. We are all about happiness, okay? We are all about just getting our mind right. So we're going to figure this part out. We're going to talk about the different steps. We're going to talk about how to promote yourself, how to go from that negative place or that sad, dark feeling. I just thinking about it just make me feel kind of eerie because I remember what it was like and I didn't like it when I was in that place. I want to help you. If you know someone that is in that place or act like they don't know how to be happy, I need you to contact that person. You need to let them know about today's episode immediately, okay? Because I am here to help. We are getting physically fit, mentally fit with happiness, okay? We are going to take the necessary steps and have that necessary moment of clarity to talk about the things that are real resources of our happiness. I hope that you are ready. I hope that you are prepared. I hope you have your mind open because we need to talk about this. Let's be real. You deserve happiness. You deserve that peace of mind. You deserve so much more than what you acknowledge. We are afraid to have these conversations so many times, and it's so unfortunate. I want you to know I am ready to help you, and I hope you are ready to receive me, okay? Because you deserve this happiness. I want to see you happy. My personal mantra is choose happy. If you're already on my social media, you've seen it before. Hashtag choose happy, okay? That's me. That's my thing. Because happiness is up to you. So, with that being said, I want you to know that you need to take these notes. I want you to know that happiness is for you and available to you. Okay? So don't be afraid. Be ready. Okay? Let's get our mind right together. All right? So, if you have any questions, this episode, I really need you to take notes. Take notes about the things that are bothering you. Take notes, and I want you to reach out to me. Okay, so as we go along, if there's something, a key point that I hit, I want you to let me know. I want you to send me an email, which I'll tell you at the end of the episode. I want you to either post on my social media, and remember, include the hashtag choose happy. But for right now, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. So get ready. Get that friend. Tell them, look, girl, tune in. Let's go. All right. I'll see you when we get back. All right, my friends, welcome back. It is I, LaKyla Tellis, RN, the host of Activities of Daily Living, your mental fitness coach. So, before we went to a quick break, we just had a overview of, talking about happiness, finding and discovering the sources of happiness for ourselves and within ourselves. So right now, I want to go over a few tips that are going to be, I want you to consider these your mental fitness challenge of happiness, okay? So, number 1, I need you to engage in activities and hobbies that you love and enjoy. This is so important for us. As adults, we are so consumed every day with our regular business life. Whether we have our own personal business, whether we work for someone else, but we also are so consumed with our home life, our family life, we don't always make room for ourselves. We have to have something, a let out, so to speak. We have to have some type of hobby or activity that we can get a break. That's number one, okay? Number two, I need you to be active, be physically active. Get out here, take a walk, ride a bike, dance. Again, I'm going to always tell you guys, right now, I'm a single mother of 4 children, so I don't always have time to go out and do things. So I find creative ways to do things at home with the children. Or, for example, when I'm cooking at home with the children, I love to turn music on. So part of some of my physical activity is me dancing around the house. Whether I can do it or not, I don't care. But that's my way of staying busy. If the kids are outside and they're able to play, that's my opportunity to also be active and just to do something. So I don't know what may work for you, but that's what works for me and what keeps me motivated and keeps me moving. And actually, you want to stay active. Okay? You want to keep moving. You want to keep your body strong. You want to keep your joints healthy. It is so important. Like they say, if you don't move it, you lose it. And believe me, a lot of us are ending up with arthritis a lot younger because we don't move enough. So, anywho, that was a free bonus tip, okay? But number three, in the ways to find your personal source of happiness. Number three, experiment with new hobbies. There's never, it's not possible. They say you can't teach a dog old tricks, right? We're not dogs. So we are well capable of learning new things to do. For example, a lot of people are really creative. Some people are taking on new creative activities and hobbies, such as like everybody's making t-shirts, cups, and they have all this decor, but that's something that's soothing. They use their energy to be creative. Take a sip and paint class. That might be fun. I mean, maybe you can't draw, maybe you can't paint, but that's something, just an example of a way to develop your experience and happiness and create new memories. That's a part of making you happy. So the next thing is number 4, do what you love and enjoy. That's huge. If you love to cook, you love to bake, do it, okay? Maybe don't do it all the time, but do it enough that it keeps you satisfied because that's your passion. If you know that this is something that makes you happy, set aside time where you can do that, where you can do it by yourself, with your family, whatever the activity may be. But this is important, to be aware of what you enjoy, what you love. This is part of keeping you happy. So this is important. Number 6, this is huge too. Learn, listen to me, learn how to manage your emotions. Oh my goodness, I don't know if I can say this enough, but this is so important because too often we give others the power of controlling how we feel. We react to the way people treat us. Sometimes we need to figure out how to take that moment and take their energy and not just throw it back at them, but let it bounce off of you. You don't even have to take in that negative energy. You are in control of your happiness. Your happiness is how you define it, right? Your happiness is what you make it. So allowing someone to come in and disrupt it, that's not okay. So control your emotions, control your feelings. I understand that sometimes there's just some people, they just get under your skin. But guess what? They do it because they know they could get under your skin. Or maybe it's not even someone that's intentionally doing it. Either way, when you recognize what upsets you, you'll be ahead of the game because now you'll have that power to be ready. Like, okay, I know this is going to make me mad, but but now you can deal with it. Now you can be more ready to just ignore it, when you're dealing with certain people. I'll tell you right now, I've been a nurse almost 20 years. I've dealt with so many different personalities. I've worked with so many different type of persons. It's not even the stressful part of just caring for your patients. You have to deal with all the personalities of the people that you're working with too. And a lot of times, everybody can't leave that home life at home. So their attitude comes with them. But me, most people at work, they know me as the bubbly person. And so if I'm not the same happy, bubbly LaKyla, people will recognize that. But I've worked with a person or a few people where they feel that if they couldn't get under my skin, something was wrong with me or something was going on. But that's just me. I decided I wanted that choice to be happy. I'm not going to let anyone disrupt my peace of mind because, again, I've been in a dark place before. I've had those harsh moments before, and I don't want to go in that place again. Also, because I am a professional, I know how to manage my attitude. I know how to manage my feelings. So I'm not going to curse you out because you know what? Personally, I don't like being embarrassed myself. I don't want to have that moment. So I know how to deal with things, Last but not least, know that being happy is a choice. Did you catch that? Being happy is a choice. So as you discover your sources of happiness, this is probably the most important. Know that it is up to you to be happy. That's why that's why I say the mantra, choose happy. Because not everyone realizes it's an option, and you have to make that conscious decision. You have to go through a process of really believing and knowing what is your own expectations. How do you want to feel? I like feeling happy. I like being goofy. I like being silly. I'm okay with that. I can be very serious, but I'm not so uptight and just all mad. And you ever been around a disgruntled employee? They're not fun. But seriously, I want you guys to know all of these steps will help you through the process of just discovering your own personal source of happiness. You deserve to be happy. There's nothing wrong with being happy. It's your choice. You have the power. Guess what? Don't forget, #choose happy. Now, I know that was a lot. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Activities of Daily Living. I am your host, LaKyla Tellis, RN, your mental fitness coach. What? So, before we come to an end, let's just have a quick recap of what we discussed today. So, we're trying to discover the sources of our own personal happiness. So, just to name a few things, our action plan, right? These are a few things we're going to work on. One thing is start enjoying the activities that we already love. We're going to learn about new activities or partake in new activities. We're going to exercise more. We're going to figure out ways to incorporate, those activities that we just love or that we don't like, or we're going to figure out a new way to add them into our regular day. All right. We're going to stay away from the negative things or negative people that disrupt our happiness and our peace. We're going to enjoy what we already love, okay? Just to name a few things, okay? We're going to love ourselves, as we've learned in previous episodes. In today's episode, our happiness is how we define it, okay? So let's define our happiness. And most importantly, as I said before, happiness is a choice. So don't forget, tag me on social media. Hashtag choose happy. What makes you happy? Okay? So I need you to do me a favor. Follow me on Facebook at LaKyla Tellis Speaks. LaKyla is LAKHILA. Tellis is TELLIS. Speaks. Or not or, but and if you're on Instagram, okay? Follow me on Instagram at iconic_voice. Also, feel free, visit my website, www.lakylatellus.com. Subscribe to my email or my newsletters, okay? But I want you to know you are not in this alone, okay? We are in this together, all right? So I want you to make sure that you keep in touch with me. And I want you back here next week on the Promote Her channel, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. your time. Don't